Final 17, high school football. Tonight's game between the Evangel Eagles and the Amite Warriors. Amite winning the toss, electing to receive. Defending the north end zone to the left, dressed in white with purple helmets. And the Evangel Eagles in blue jerseys, white pants, and red helmets. Defending the south end zone, kicking off from right to left. And we're just about ready for kickoff. There's the kick, and it's a high end-over-end kick. Fielded at about the 8-yard line and returned to about the 22-yard line of Amite. Amite will have the ball, 1st and 10, on their own 22-yard line. The field has a little bit of moisture on it. It's a little slippery out there, as we can see a little bit of wet dirt. The field having a lot of wear on it. Amite sending a wide receiver down to the bottom of your screen. 2 receivers to the top of your screen. Hands off up tackle, and he's smothered by a host of Eagles. He's going to get back to about the line of scrimmage.
Foley on the defensive play for the Eagles.
The winner of tonight's game will play the winner of Brobridge or St. James next week. 2nd down and 10 yards to go. 2 receivers wide to the bottom of your screen, 1 to the top. Man in motion. And it's a handoff around the left side of the line, hit hard. On the carry, Batiste, he gets very little, maybe a yard, before he is just plowed under. As this Evangel team is really playing some knockhead football out there. They're going to give him about a 2-yard gain on the carry. Bring up a 3rd down and 8 to go. That was number 9, Adam Allen, that really racked up C.J. Batiste after the short gain. Split receivers, 2 to the top of your screen and 2 to the bottom of your screen. Amite sending a man in motion, and there's flag on the play. Whistles stopping the play, indicating an offsides or illegal motion by Amite. And that's exactly what we have, so that'll be a 5-yard penalty. It'll be 3rd down and about 12 yards to go. Ball spotted down on the 19-yard line of Amite. Got to get all the way up to the 32-yard line, and it's 3rd down. Sending receivers, 2 wide to the right and 2 wide to the left. Man in motion. And we have an offsides again, as there seems to be a mix-up in the cadence. And that'll be against Amite as well. And that'll be another 5 yards. Illegal motion.
Illegal procedure against the Warriors.
And the Warriors will be backed up another 5 yards. Back to
3rd and 18.
About the 14-yard line. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 18 yards to go for our first. Same formation. 2 receivers wide to the left, 2 wide to the right. Wagner under center, man in motion. Dropping back, rolling to the left. He's got a man open. It's going to be a 1st down. Amite makes the 1st down as they cross nearly to the 35-yard line.
Mark Miller on the defense tip.
And that was number 7, Xavier Hookfin, on the reception. 1st and 10, Amite Warriors. Ball on their own 34-yard line. 2 receivers down low, 2 up top. Wagner under center, and it's up the middle. Going to be a first down. Quarterback keeper. Number 9, Brandon Wagner, 6 foot, 170 pounds. Up the center for our first down. That's the second first down for Amite.
Good for another Warrior first down. Adam Allen.
Ball spotted just short of the 45-yard line on Amite's end of the field. And we have a little tanglement of the chains as the referees are trying to get the chains set. So there's a little bit of a technical delay in the game. As the referees sort that out, we'll remind everybody tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Amite City Ford, 122 Southwest Central Avenue next to the railroad tracks. Amite City Ford has been serving Amite for 73 years. And they still carry the same tradition, just like Ford. They're built for life. Amite City Ford, your Southern quality Ford dealer, proud to be a sponsor of tonight's ball game. Also, tonight's game being brought to you in part by Buster's Furniture. Everything in our store is reduced for the Home for the Holidays sale. Unbelievable finance terms, 6, 12, 18, and even 24 months. No payment till February 99. That's Buster's Furniture, Highway 16 West, 1 block west of the interstate in Amite. The chain is still tangled up there on the far sideline as the referees are trying to get the equipment straightened out. You got to have that chain stretched out, showing the needed distance for the first down. Referee sending the Amite Warriors back to the huddle as they take a little time to work on that little technical difficulty on the far sideline. So we'll take this opportunity once again to thank some of our sponsors. Tonight's game being brought to you in part by People's Bank of Louisiana, member FDIC, with 5 offices to serve you: Amite, Kentwood, Greensburg, Franklinton, and a new office now in Hammond. That's People's Bank of Louisiana, member FDIC. Today's game also brought to you in part by Dixie Motors, home of no rigmarole. Dixie Motors is dedicated to service after the sale. Don't get stuck without a Dixie sticker. Dixie Motors, the home of no rigmarole. Well, they've got it settled. Time back in. Amite up to the ball, man in motion. Receivers wide left and right. And reverse direction there. The play was intended to come around the right side of the line, but there was no hole there, and Brandon Wagner reverses direction and comes back to the left side on his own effort, able to get forward and gain about 3 yards on the carry, bring up a second down and 7. Good second effort by Brandon Wagner.
Jonathan Benson on the
Ball spotted on the 48-yard line of the Amite Warriors.
second down and about 7.
Amite sending wide receivers to the left and the right, this time in an I backfield. One man in the backfield, sends a man in motion. Here comes a motion down to the bottom. He backs the pass. He's under pressure with the rush. He gets the pass off, and it's in and out of the hands of number 30, C.J. Batiste. Ball's incomplete. Looks like he might have lost a little bit of his footing as he was intended to get a hold of that. If he'd have caught it, it'd have been about a 5-yard gain, but spun around and wasn't able to keep his hands on it. So it's going to bring up a third down for the Warriors. Still 7 yards to go. Ball resting between the 47 and the 48-yard line. 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen. One to the top, man in motion, and it's handoff and tackled in the backfield. On the carry for the Amite Warriors is number 80, Oscar Perry, but he's caught in the backfield. The Eagle defense just penetrated well on that side. It's going to bring up a 4th down and a punting situation for the Warriors as the ball is resting on the 45, about a 10-yard distance between there and the first down, and so the punting team is coming onto the field.
And for the Eagles, number 1, Philip Giger.
Philip Giger, number 21, back deep to receive for the Eagles. Punting for Amite.
Brandon Richardson to kick.
is number 59, Brandon Richardson. It's going to hit on about the 28-yard line, and it's going to take an Amite roll and roll down to almost the 20-yard line. So it's going to bring a 1st and 10 on the Eagle 20-yard line as the Evangel Eagles take possession of the ball after the punt. And the Eagles coming straight up the line, no huddle. They send 2 receivers wide to the bottom of your screen and 1 to the top of your screen. Two backs in the backfield. Snapping in a shotgun formation and hands off up the middle, the big hole, as it's going to be a 1st down near the 35, 36-yard line. Nehemiah Rogers on the carry.
Defending on the play for the Warriors, number 26, Chris Gordon.
Number 26, Chris Gordon, credited with the tackle. 1st and 10 for the Eagles on their own 35-yard line. That's 15 yards on the carry. Once again in the shotgun, same formation, and they get a little confused on their signal. And jumping off sides is number 52 of the Eagles, Michael McFerrin. That's going to bring up a 5-yard penalty against the Eagles, move it back 5 yards to about the 30, be a 1st and 15 for the Eagles.
5 yards against the Eagles.
7:28 remaining to play in the 1st quarter. Score 0-0. 2 receivers wide to the bottom of the screen, 1 to the top. Shotgun formation, 1 back in the backfield. Man in motion. Here's the snap. He has enough time to gets it off. It's tipped. It's tipped and it's in and out of the hands. I believe that was tipped by number 8, Dedrick Butler. The home team crowd thinking there might have been a late hit there, but no flags thrown by the referee. So that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 15 yards to go. Two receivers wide to the bottom of your screen, 1 to the top of your screen. A lone back in motion now out of the shotgun. There's the snap. Quick pass out to the near side. And he's got a lot of running room. He's got 1 man to beat. He's got him. And it looks like he's going to, well, he's got 1 man diving at him. And it's a touchdown for the Eagles. Dedrick Butler, the last man that had a shot at him, was unable to get him at the 5, and the Eagles go in for a touchdown. So with 6:56 remaining to play in the 1st period, the Eagles jump out on top, 6-0. The Eagles will be kicking the PAT. It'll be number 5, Kevin Hooper, for the Eagles, making the attempt.
4-yard pass completion from Berlin to D.
There's a snap. It's down. The ball is up, and it is good. So the score is now 7-0. The Evangel Eagles on top of the Amite Warriors from Shreveport. You're watching Channel 17 FPTV. Tonight's game being brought to you in part by Mike's Glass and Radiator. Windshield repair, radiator repair, or just your annual inspection sticker. That's Mike's Glass and Radiator Works, just off Highway 51 in Independence. Tonight's game also being brought to you in part by Bennett's Towing and Recovering. 24-hour service. Just call 386-3242. They also have a car unlocking service. No job too large or too small. That's Bennett's Towing and Recovery. Remember, we don't want an arm and a leg. We just want your toes. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by First Financial Services. For all your holiday money needs. Free hammer turkey with all loans now till Christmas. Just think First. First Financial Services, Hammond and Ponchatoula.
Nathan Solomon set to kick off with the Eagles.
Well, set to kick off. the Evangel Eagles. Ball teed up on the far hash mark of the 40-yard line, and there's the kick. End over end, line drive down to the 5-yard line. And it's up to the 15. He's missed by a couple of people. He's open. One man left to hit. That's Mark Miller on the tackle.
Number 36, Mark Miller.
Oscar Perry,
Along with number 45.
having a good run back down to about the 34-yard line. So about 29 yards on the return. Be a 1st and 10 for the Amite Warriors. They take over their second possession of tonight's ball game. 2 receivers to the top of your screen, 1 down low. Lone back in the backfield. Quarterback keeper around the left side. Going to get 2, 3, maybe 4 yards. Going to get to about the 38-yard line. Brandon Wagner gets the call. He's going to get 5 out of that as the ball is spotted down on about the 38-yard line. So it's going to be a 2nd and 5 for the Warriors. Receivers wide to the left and the right. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 on the top, 1 lone setback. Wagner under center. Man in motion. 2nd man through. And it's going to be close to a 1st down. He's up about the 44-yard line, 43-yard line, depending on the spot of the referee. And that's going to be just a little bit short. Well, they're going to bring the chains out and measure this one just to make sure.
Justin McIntyre, Tyler Satterthwaite on the stop. Ball carried by C.J. McKee.
Well, as they bring the chains out, they're a little short. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and about the length of a football for the 1st down. Amite looking pretty good on this drive as both plays have gained almost 5 yards.
Third down and a short 1 yard to go for the Warriors.
And the Warriors come to the line of scrimmage. This time in a little bit different formation. Tight ends, 2 split backs in the backfield. And it's pitched, a reverse and a pass. And it's going to be a little high, incomplete, as they were trying to hit Brandon Wagner at the top of your screen. Pitched out to the halfback, reversed and handed off to the other back. And that's going to bring up a 4th down, and Amite's going to have to make a decision here. They've got about the length of the football to go. Ball on their own 43-yard line, and it looks like they're going to go for it. This time sending 3 receivers to the top of the screen, a lone back in the backfield. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper, and it's going to really depend on the spot. From this angle, it appeared that his forward motion would have been very close. One official is indicating that he didn't make it. Let's just see where they spot it. They're going to have to bring the chains out on this one. I don't think that he got the most favorable spot. His initial penetration into the line appeared that he had made enough of the first, but he was immediately pushed back. So much depends on the spot of the referee as they stretch the chains out. This is a crucial down, and he is short. So the ball's going to go over on downs. Evangel takes over on the Amite Warrior 43-yard line. 5:25 remaining to play in the first quarter. The score is 7-0. Eagles on top of the Warriors. From Eagle Field in Shreveport, Louisiana, in the campus of Evangel University. Operating out of the shotgun, 2 receivers right to the bottom, split backfield, 1 receiver to the top. There's the snap. Good rush. He lets this one go deep. He's got Trey Dees at the 15. He breaks loose, 2 tackles, and he's going to fall at the 1-foot line. As Evangel goes almost 42 yards on that play.
42-yard pass completion.
Bring up a 1st and goal for the Evangel Eagles. Well, the Eagles appear to be short 1 player. Not sure what to carry. Here comes another play out on the field. That'll give them their full. Well, no, they send him back out. They did have enough players. 17 seconds on the shot on the clock. 10 seconds to get the play off. He's taking his time. And he gets it off in time. There's a handoff. He goes in standing up. Nemar Rogers on the carry. So with 4:51 remaining to play in the first period, the Evangel Eagles go up 13-0, and we await the PAT. The line shifts, and they're set. And here's the snap. It's down, it's up, and it is good. 14-0, the Evangel Eagles on top of the Amite Warriors. Tonight's game being brought to you in part by SNL Video, where you can rent two new releases and get 1 free rental. They also specialize in photography for weddings, reunions, and graduations. That's SNL Video on Highway 16, next to Ardillo's in Amite, 748-6689. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by LHSAA Garage, Incorporated, located at 111 East Chestnut Street in Amite, 748-9370. Get ready for the cold weather that's coming. Your old saw worn out? Get a new steel chainsaw. They also sell and service all steel outdoor power equipment, chainsaws, string trimmers, hedge trimmers, pole pruners, and leaf blowers. They also sell and rent log splitters. For all your outdoor power equipment and snapper mower needs, it's LHSAA Garage Incorporated on Chestnut Street in Amite, 748-9370. Short kick is going to be fielded at about the 15-yard line and returned to about the 21 or the 22-yard line.
In on the defensive play for the Eagles.
That was number 33, Lee Terrell, on the run back for the Warriors.
Number 45, Chase Beasley. Warriors take
It's going to be 1st and 10 on the Warrior 21-yard line. The Warriors, dressed in white with purple helmets, moving left to right on your TV screen, and the Eagles in blue with red helmets on the right side of your screen. Alone back in the backfield, man in motion, split receivers wide left and right. Handoff to the up back. Runs into a wall of Eagles. Gonna get maybe a yard or 2.
Batiste on the carry for the Warriors.
C.J. Batiste on the carry. He's gonna gain 2 yards on the carry. 2nd down and 8. Second down, split receiver to the top of your screen, 2 to the bottom of your screen. Man in motion, rolls out to the right, passes, intercepted, but the play is blown dead prior to the snap. Appears to be some motion, and that was prior to the snap of the ball. Illegal procedure against the Warriors. So that interception is going to be negated, and it'll be a 5-yard penalty. It's going to bring up a second down and 12 yards to go for the first. So you hate to see penalties, but in that case, that was probably a blessing, as he had a lot of running room had he received that pass on the interception. Split receivers, option to the left, he keeps it. He's going to get across the original line of scrimmage, gain 2-3 yards. Wagner is going to be down at about the 21-yard line.
Brings up a third down for me.
So it's a third down on the 21. Critical third down possession for the Warriors. So they need to get something going here. Sending 2 receivers down to the bottom of your screen and 2 to the top. Man in motion, lone back in the backfield. Rolling right. He's got a man open, in and out of the hands of Tim Downing at about the 35-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th down punting situation for the Warriors. And here comes the punting team.
Presenting on the play, number 36, Mark Miller. Brings up a 4th down for the Warriors.
There's evidence of a lot of moisture on the field. There's a heavy fog, a lot of moisture in the air. I think the football's a little wet. That could be a factor in the slipping and sliding that we see on the field, and a little bit of the difficulty holding onto the ball. Here's the snap. It's a high snap, bobbled and dropped, and the Eagles are going to down him on about the 9-yard line. That was a brilliant effort by Brandon Richardson, number 59, as he saved that from going into the end zone, which could have been a catastrophe. As it is, the ball's going to go over on downs. Ball spotted at about the 10-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal to go for the Eagles. Now, the Eagles coming out in an unorthodox formation, and then send receivers out wide and left, out of the shotgun. He's got a man open. He hits Richard Smith at about the 4-yard line.
Number 8, Richard Smith.
3 or 4
out of bounds by number 24.
Warriors making the tackle, forcing him out of bounds at the 3-yard line. To bring up a 2nd down and goal to go from the 3. .246 to go in the first quarter. The Eagles up by 14 to nothing, and threatening deep in Warrior territory. Split receivers wide left and right. Hands off to the lone up back, and he drives forward in the touchdown as he was hit hard by the Warriors near the goal line and was able to drag just across the goal and get the touchdown. He's a hard man to bring down. 20 to nothing lead at this point as we have timeout on the field with 2:41 remaining to play in the first period, awaiting the PAT. With this point, it would be 21 to nothing. And there's the snap. It's down, and it's up, and it's good. So with timeout on the field, I'd like to remind you that tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Amite City Ford, 122 Southwest Central Avenue, next to the railroad tracks. Amite City Ford has been serving Amite for 73 years. They still carry on the same Ford traditions. Just like Ford, they're built for life. Amite City Ford, your Southern quality Ford dealer. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Buster's Furniture. Everything in our store is reduced for the Home for the Holiday sale. Unbelievable finance terms. 6, 12, 18, even 24-month terms. No payment till February '99. Buster's Furniture, Highway 16 West, 1 block west of the interstate in Amite. From Shreveport, on the campus of the Evangel Eagles, you're watching high school football on FPTV Channel 17. Ball teed up on the far side hash mark of the Evangel Eagles 40-yard line. Hoop kicks. It's a high end-over-end kick, short. Fielded at about the 10-yard line. Breaking several tackles. 2, 3, 4 Eagles. And finally pulled down at the 32-yard line. 22-yard return on the carry for number 80, Oscar Perry. The Warriors take over, 1st and 10 from their own 30. Well, let's see where they spot it. Well, they're not going to spot it yet. We have a penalty against the Eagles. It looked like face mask. That's going to be a big one. So that's going to bring it up to the 42-yard line. 15 so on a, 41-yard line. So on a 21-yard return by Perry and a 15-yard face mask penalty tacked on against the Eagles puts us at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Amite Warriors, sending a split receiver wide to the bottom of the screen. Lone setback, 2 receivers at the top, flank near side. Here comes the man in motion, hands off to C.J. Batiste. Up the middle, he gets about 5 before he's hit hard, just after he crosses midfield. Hello, Mark Miller. That was a heavy hit, but not after the Warriors, not until after the Warriors have gained 5 yards on the carry. So it's going to be a 2nd down and 5 yards to go, as the Warriors have penetrated Evangel territory. A little bit of discussion among a couple of the referees. The head referee is coming up to inspect the spot of the ball. And they're going to bring it to the far side hash mark. Ball resting on the 49-yard line of the Eagles. Amite, 2nd and 5. Sending receiver to the top of your screen. 2 receivers to the bottom. A lone setback. Wagner under center. Slot back to the top of your screen. And man in motion to the top. Hands off to Batiste. Up the middle. It's going to get maybe 3 as he's piled up by a wall of blue jerseys. Very close to the 46, 45-yard line of Evangel.
C.J. Batiste on the carry.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
McIntyre and Beasley on the defense.
And about 2 yards to go for the 1st down. Ball resting just short of the 45-yard line in Eagle territory. And here come the Warriors. And this time,
3rd down and about 2 for the Warriors.
2 men in the backfield, 2 receivers to the top and 1 to the near side. Hands off up the center, and he's got a hold. He hits it hard. He's got the 1st down. Inside the 40, almost down to the 36-yard line, is number 22.
Run up the middle by number 22, Jamario Head.
Jamario Head gets the 1st down for the Warriors.
Mark Miller on the defensive play for the Eagles. Good for
51 seconds to go in the 1st quarter. 1st and 10 for the Amite Warriors on the 36-yard line.
1st and 10
of Eagle territory.
On the Eagle 36-yard line.
1 receiver to the top of your screen, 2 to the bottom, a lone setback. Man in the slot on the top. Wagner under center. 38 seconds in the quarter. Man in motion to the top, and it is a fake and goes up the middle to Batiste. Gets about 3
On the carry.
yards on the carry. Ball's going to be spotted near the 33.5-yard line.
Stevie Lee on the defensive play for the Eagles.
And I don't believe we're going to get another play off in this quarter before we change ends of the fields, as there's only 11 seconds left on the clock. So with the score 21-0, the Evangel Eagles on top of the Amite Warriors, that ends the first period of play. Tonight's game being brought to you in part by People's Bank of Louisiana, member FDIC, with 5 offices to serve you: Amite, Kentwood, Greensburg, Franklinton, and a new office now open in Hammond. That's People's Bank of Louisiana, member FDIC. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Dixie Motors, the home of no rigmarole. Dixie Motors is dedicated to service after the sale. Don't get stuck without a Dixie sticker. That's Dixie Motors, the home of no rigmarole. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Mike's Glass and Radiator Works. Whether it's windshield repair, radiator repair, or just your annual inspection sticker, it's Mike's Glass and Radiator, just off Highway 51 in Independence. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by First Financial Services for all your holiday money needs. Free hammer turkey with all loans now till Christmas. Just think First. First Financial Services, Hammond and Ponchatoula.
7 o'clock. And then again Monday and Tuesday at the Strand Theater.
As we wait for the chains to get set, the ball is spotted on the 33.5-yard line in Evangel territory. It is second down and about 8 to go for the first down. Warriors penetrating into Evangel territory, nearing the goal line on the north end of the field. Lone setback, split receivers wide to the left and the right, man in motion to the bottom, hands off, caught it in the backfield and tripped up by the third man through is number 4, Hornsby, on the carry, and he's going to be dropped for a little bit of a loss. Esco Hornsby is tripped up at about the 37-yard line. So that's going to bring up a third down and about 11.5 yards to go. Just beginning the second quarter, the Warriors now moving from right to left. The Evangel Eagles defending the north end zone, dressed in blue with red helmets. Man in motion, bottom to top, fakes, drops back. It's play action pass. He lets this one loose. It's a little low, tipped in and out of the hands of number 33, Lee Terrell. Very close to interference. It was tipped by the, I didn't get the number, but it was tipped by one of the Evangel players, and then in and out of the hands of Terrell. Almost a reception there. Brings up a fourth down and a very long 11 yards to go. Amite electing to go for it on fourth down, sending 2 receivers to the top of the screen, one to the bottom, a slot back to the bottom, and a slot to the right. No backs in the backfield. And there's motion in the line. 2 or 3 people jumped. The signal was not, the ball was not snapped, so the and that is the call. Illegal procedure against the Warriors, and that'll move them back 5 yards. Ball will be spotted on the 42.5-yard line of Evangel. It is still fourth down and about 16.5 yards to go for the first down. Amite comes to the line, and this time they send 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Same formation. Man in motion, bottom to top, dropping back. He's under pressure, and that ball is knocked loose and recovered by Amite on the 45-yard line. And no forward motion in the ball, so the ball is just knocked out of the hands of Brandon Wagner as he was blindsided from the rear And the Eagles are going to take over on downs. 1st and 10 from the Amite Warrior 45-yard line. Three receivers to the top of the screen, 2 to the bottom. And no backs in the backfield. 3 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Quarterback under center sends a man, Nehemiah Rogers, in motion to the top, passes to Rogers, and it's incomplete. That was sort of a screen pass to the top of the screen, using the 3 receivers that were out there to block for the slot back that came in motion and was to receive the pass. It was short and incomplete. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 to go for the first. 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom, 1 back in the backfield, going from the shotgun formation. Evangel snaps the ball. Verlander drops back. Good rush. He's hit, but he gets it out there. It's complete to Smith, who breaks loose from several tackles. Finally brought down at the 15-yard line by Dorsett Buckles. He was hit immediately as he was releasing the ball. He was lucky to get that pass off, but it ended up being a big gainer for the Eagles, as it's now 1st and 10 on the 15-yard line. Change in quarterbacks. No, I'm sorry. Berlin is still in. Amite looking to blitz here as they bring up several backs to the line. And it's up the middle. Nowhere to go as they get about 3 on the forward motion. It's going to be a 2nd down at about the 12. Stopped by a host of Warriors, led by Dorsett Buckles. 6'0", 218 pounds. Just a junior linebacker for the Warriors, Dorsett Buckles. Two receivers to the bottom. Rolls, fakes, drops back. He's under pressure, gets away, and fires one out, complete at the 3-yard line.
That's complete to number one,
Justin Hermes. Eagles have it, 1st and goal from the Amite Warrior 1-yard line. 9:43 remaining to play in the first half. The score 21-0 with the Evangel Eagles threatening. 2 receivers wide to the bottom, slot back to the top of your screen, a lone setback, an audible, and going in, standing up is number 19, Eddie Smith.
Number 19, Eddie Smith.
27-0 with 9:26 remaining to play in the first half. The Eagles have scored, and they're setting up for the PAT. And the line shifts. And they're now set. We'll wait to snap. And here's the snap, and it's down, and it's up. And it is good. 28-0. Eagles on top of the Warriors. Tonight's game being brought to you in part by Eastside Garage Incorporated, located at 111 East Chestnut Street in Amite. Get ready for the cold weather that's coming. Your old saw's worn out? Get a new Stihl chainsaw. We sell and service all Stihl outdoor power equipment: chainsaws, string trimmers, hedge trimmers, pole pruners, and leaf blowers. We also sell and rent log splitters. For all your outdoor power equipment and snapper mower needs, it's Eastside Garage Incorporated, 111 East Chestnut in Amite, 748-9370. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by S&L Video. Next door dealers in Amite. It's S&L Video, where you can rent 2 new releases and get 1 free rental. We also specialize in photography for weddings, reunions, and graduations. That's S&L Video on Highway 16 West, next to Ardillo's in Amite, 748-6689. Ball teed up on the near side hash mark with the 40. There's the kick. It's a low, bobbly kick, fielded by Dorset Buckles. At about the 24-yard line, he hurdles over several of the pursuing tacklers from Evangel and is brought down at about the 36-yard line.
Brought down by number 26.
First and 10 from the 36.
Amite will take over, first and 10. The ball resting on their own 36-yard line. 9:20 remaining in the first half.
Amite in white with purple helmets, moving from right to left. And the Eagles, blue jerseys, white pants, red helmets, defending the north end zone, the left of your screen. Amite with the man in motion, hands off to Batiste up the middle and gets about 5 yards. And they're not able to bring him down, but they're just holding him there at about the 41-yard line. He gets 5 on the carry as he meets a wall of resistance of blue jerseys from the Evangel Eagles defensive squad. Second and 5. Amite, to this point, unable to sustain a drive all the way down as the defense of Evangel tightens up when they start getting close. Looking good at this point as they hand off to the right side of the line, drive forward for a gain of about 3 on the carry. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 2.
Steve Lee and Michael Moore depending on the play.
That was Head on the carry, and he gains about 3. Well, maybe a little more. 3rd down and 2 to go for the Warriors.
3rd down and 3 to go for the Amite Warriors.
Amite sends receivers wide to the left and right. Man in motion, bottom to top. Quarterback keeper. A little bit of a delay as he spins around, tries to go off the right guard. Going to get about a yard.
Depending on the play. Brings up
yes, that was Wagner all the way. He's still about a yard short. It appears as he spun around, he might have tripped a little bit on his own man. Once again, Amite is going to go for it on 4th down. Not being successful on some of the previous attempts. They send receivers wide to the left and the right, lone back in the backfield. He powers ahead. It's going to be close. I think he might have gotten it. Depends on the spot. That was Batiste. And if he got it, it's going to be on his own second effort. I don't like the spot of that ball as they're spotting it just barely across the 45-yard line. They're going to have to bring the chains out for this one. And here comes the chain gang. And as they stretch it out, it's going to be a little bit short. And so the ball is going to turn over on downs as Evangel, once again with good field position, will take over on the Amite Warrior 45-yard line. First and 10. Split receivers, 2 to the bottom, 2 to the top of the screen. Lone setback and out of the shotgun. It's the quarterback, number 7, Brock Berlin. There's the snap, and it doesn't go to Berlin. It goes straight to the setback, and he hits a hole fast and is going to get pulled out of bounds at about the 1-yard line.
Nehemiah Rogers, 45 yards.
Nehemiah Rogers, 5'8", 190 pounds, in the set back position, has the ball snapped directly to him.
First and goal,
As
Evangel.
they were in the shotgun formation, quarterback signals for the snap, and it goes straight to the setback, and he hits the hole fast. First and goal for the Eagles. This time, Berlin under center, hands off to the first back through, and it's another touchdown for Evangel University here in Shreveport. 34-0 with 6:43 remaining to play in the second half. In the second quarter, as we await halftime. Ball awaiting the snap of the PAT. The line shifts. Hoop will be attempting from his own 10-yard line. There's the snap. It's down. It's set. It's up. And it is good. 35-0. 6:43 remaining to play. Tonight's game being brought to you in part by Amite City Ford, 122 Southwest Central Avenue, next to the railroad tracks. Ford has been serving Amite for 73 years, and we still carry on the same traditions. Just like Ford, they're built for life. Amite City Ford, your Southern quality Ford dealer. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Buster's Furniture. Everything in our store is reduced for the Home for the Holiday sale. Unbelievable financial terms. 6, 12, 18, even 24-month terms. No payment till February of 1999. That's Buster's Furniture, Highway 16 West. 1 block west of the interstate in Amite. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by People's Bank of Louisiana, member FDIC, with 5 offices to serve you: Amite, Kentwood, Greensburg, Franklinton, and a new office located in Hammond. That's People's Bank of Louisiana, member FDIC. Here's the kick. It's a low end over end ball that is fielded at about the 28-yard line by number 44, Damian Huron, and he returns for about 8 yards. It's going to be first and 10 as the ball is spotted now on the 36-yard line of Amite. First and 10 on their own 36. 2 receivers wide to the top of your screen, 1 to the bottom, a lone setback, a slot to the bottom. Quick pass to the far side of your screen, runs forward for 3 yards before 4 or 5
play against number 21, Nathan
Eagles,
Solomon,
led by Nathan ball spotted on the 39-yard line. It's going to be second down and 7. And that reception was Nathan Solomon, number 21. Quarterback option to the right. Wagner keeps it. He's got the first down and then some. He's finally pulled down after he crosses the 45-yard line in Eagle territory.
Number 9, Brandon Wagner. Finally brought down by number 21, Philip Beaker.
First and 10 for the Warriors.
16-yard pickup by the Warriors. First
Ball
10.
spotted just across the 45-yard line. Warriors come to the line. Two receivers wide to the bottom, one to the top, one man in the slot. Lone setback, man in motion, bottom to top. Hands off to Batiste, hit hard after 5. He breaks loose. He's got the first and then some as he crosses the 30-yard line down to the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 on a great second effort by C.J. Batiste, as he was hit very hard after the initial 5 yards, and he was able to keep on his feet and churn forward and break several more tackles and get the first. Ball spotted now on the 29-yard line. 1st and 10, Warriors. Lone setback, man in motion, top to bottom. Once again, Batiste, he's bottled up after a gain of about 1, maybe 2 on the carry. They're going to spot it.
On the carry, Cole Pittman on the defensive play for Evangel.
Well, they're going to spot it with about a yard gain. 2nd down and 9 to go for the Warriors. So they've penetrated the 30-yard line, down in Evangel territory, looking to get some points out of this drive if possible. Wagner into center. Split receiver to the right, in motion, coming down. Quarterback keeper all the way as he hits off tackle. Going to get about 4 on the carry as he crosses the 25.
Brandon Wagner on the carry. Tyler Satterthwaite.
Going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 to go for the first.
Pick up a 4. Third and 5 for Amite from
Amite desperately trying to get some points on the board with 3:55 remaining to play in the first half. Down 35-0. C.J. Batiste, lone setback. Amite changing up their formation just a bit. Can't get it straight, and they finally call timeout.
Timeout, Amite.
Going to go to the sideline and talk this one over a little bit.
In the first half.
I'd like to remind you that tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Dixie Motors, home of no rigmarole. That's Dixie Motors, dedicated to service after the sale. Don't get stuck without a Dixie sticker. Dixie Motors, home of no rigmarole. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Mike's Glass and Radiator Works. Whether it's windshield repair, radiator repair, or just your annual inspection sticker, it's Mike's Glass and Radiator just off Highway 51 in Independence.
Don't forget to get your coupon.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Bennett's Towing and Recovery. With 24-hour service, just call 386-3242. They also have a car unlocking service. No job too large or too small. That's Bennett's Towing and Recovery. Remember, we don't want an arm and a leg. We just want your toes. Well, it's 3rd down, 5 to go for a first. Critical 3rd down for the Warriors. So they send split receivers wide to the left and the right. Slot back to the top of your screen. Lone setback, quick pass to the split receiver to the bottom of your screen. He's not going to get enough for the first.
Pass complete to number 7,
it's
Damian
complete
Thompson.
to Damian Thompson, and he's bottled up and pulled down at about the 20. Well, they're going to spot it near the 22. That'll bring up a 4th down for the Warriors.
This is the last call for the blue Mazda protege. With
Ball spotted on the 22.
Blocking the gate, coming into the ballpark. If it's
4th down and a long 2.
Has been instructed to move it.
Needing this one to breathe a little more life into the drive.
4th down and
split receiver to the top of the screen. 2 receivers to the bottom. Lone setback. Man in motion, bottom to top. And getting the first down, and then some on second effort. Going to be a touchdown is C.J. Batiste,
number 30,
the workhorse for the Warriors. Going in, standing up. 22 yards on the carry. Amite goes onto the board, 6 points with 2:45 remaining to play in the first half. We await the PAT with 15 seconds on the clock. There's a snap, and this one is blocked.
And it's blocked by the Eagles.
It's blocked, no point. So with 2 minutes 44 seconds remaining to play in the first half, it's Evangel 35, Amite 6. Tonight's game being brought to you in part by First Financial Service. For all your holiday money needs, free ham or turkey with all loans now till Christmas. Just think First. First Financial Service, Hammond and Ponchatoula. Tonight's game brought to you in part by East Side Garage Incorporated, located at 111 East Chestnut Street in Amite. Get ready for that cold weather that's coming. Is your old saw worn out? Get a new steel chainsaw. We sell and service all steel outdoor power equipment, chainsaws, string trimmers, hedge trimmers, pole pruners, and leaf blowers. We also sell and rent log splitters. For all your outdoor power equipment and snapper mower needs, it's Eastside Garage Incorporated, 111 East Chestnut Street in Amite, 748-9370. Today's game brought to you in part by SNL Video, where you can rent 2 new releases and get 1 free rental. We also specialize in photography for weddings, reunions, and graduations. That's SNL Video on Highway 16 West, next to Ardillo's in Amite, 748-6689. Ball teed up on the 40-yard line at mid-center of the field between the 2 hash marks. There's the kick, low driving kick, which is fielded at about the 10-yard line by the Eagles. He's got a hold, slips down, and as he tries to change directions, and is hit immediately by Xavier Hookfin. Ball is going to be spotted at about the 43-yard line of the Eagles. 1st and 10.
"31-yard return for Giger."
31-yard return as the Eagles take over 1st and 10 on their own 44-yard line. Split receivers, 2 to the top and the bottom from the shotgun, a lone setback. They almost scored from this position before. Good rush, intercepted by Buckles. Number 1, he's going to go to the 30 and be pulled down near the 25-yard line. That's Dorset Buckles. Kind of surprised him when he caught it. He just didn't look like he was expecting that. It hit him, he caught it, and then he realized he had the ball, and he took off. And he's a big guy to bring down, as they had a hard time bringing him down. Spotting the ball now just outside the 25-yard line as they bottled him up at the 30, couldn't bring him down, and had to spin him around, and actually getting 4 or 5 more yards out of it as they sling him around down at the 25. 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen, 1 to the top, man in motion, top to bottom. Drops back, rolls left. Got a little bit of time, rolls back to the right, changing direction. He's going to let this one go into the end zone. Almost intercepted. He had a little room on that one if he had run it, but he had a man in the end zone. He really wanted that touchdown. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 from the 25-yard line. .216 remaining to play in this first half. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top, lone setback, 1 man in the slot on the bottom. Wagner under center, option. He pitches to C.J. Batiste, and he's hit immediately. Both the quarterback and the pitchback both hit hard. They're going to lose about a yard, maybe 2 on that. Going to spot it at about the 32, so with a loss of about a yard and a half brings up a 3rd down and a little bit over 11 to go for the first.
Loss of 2 on the play brings up a 3rd down for the Warriors. 12 to go. 1 minute, 44 seconds remaining in the first half.
And the Warriors come to the line, this time in a tight formation. Lone setback, man in motion, and it's a fake reverse pass. Got a man open. Number 7 at the 5-yard line. He's going to go in standing up. Xavier Hookfin.
Number 7, Damian Thompson.
Amite puts another 6 points on the board. to 35 with 1:26 remaining to play in the half. And Amite calls a timeout.
Timeout on the field taken by Amite.
Going to talk it over a little bit. They may go for 2 on this one. Been very successful on first down with C.J. Batiste. Don't recall in the last 2 or 3 series him not getting at least 4 or 5 yards on the first snap. He hits the line hard and fast, doesn't need much of a hold. And they've got the play. They're going to bring it to the line, send 1 receiver wide to the right, 2 wide to the left. Lone setback, number 30, C.J. Batiste. Wagner into center, man in motion, bottom to top. Batiste is going to get the call. He gets it. He just powers it right through the middle. 14 to 35 on the hands and feet and the sheer second effort and power of C.J. Batiste. 1:26 remaining to play in the first half. Tonight's game being brought to you in part by Amite City Ford, 122 Southwest Central Avenue, next to the railroad tracks in downtown Amite. Ford has been serving Amite for 73 years, and we still carry on the same tradition. Just like Ford, they're built for life. Amite City Ford, your Southern quality Ford dealer. Today's game brought to you in part by Buster's Furniture. Everything in our stores reduced for the Home for the Holiday sale. Unbelievable finance terms, 6, 12, 18, even 24-month terms. No payment till February of 1999. That's Buster's Furniture, Highway 16 West, west of the interstate in Amite. Tonight's game brought to you in part by People's Bank of Louisiana, member FDIC, with 5 offices to serve you. Amite, Kentwood, Greensburg, Franklinton, and a brand new office located in Hammond. That's People's Bank of Louisiana, member FDIC. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Mike's Gas and Radiator Works, just off Highway 51 in Independence. Whether it's windshield repair, radiator repair, or just your annual inspection sticker, let Mike get you back on the road in no time. Onside kick by the Warriors, and he's hit hard as around the 43-yard line, 44-yard line.
Onside kick is recovered by Evangel.
But it is recovered by Evangel, and so it'll be 1st and 10 for Evangel from their own 43 with 1:24 remaining to play in the first half. Evangel sends 2 receivers wide to the bottom of your screen. They send 2 more to the top of your screen. Lone setback from the shotgun. Berlin, quarterback. And it's a high snap. He sets back under a good rush. Has to get it off maybe a little early. It was intended for number 3, Trey Deeds, and he didn't see it when he turned around. There's a flag on the play, and that's in the backfield. Going to probably be holding against Evangel because and their preliminary indication, they're talking to the Warrior defense. It is holding against Evangel. And that'll be a big penalty. Brings the ball back to the 32-yard line of Evangel. 1:20 remaining to play in the first half. Evangel sending 3 receivers to the top of your screen, 2 to the bottom from the shotgun, no setbacks. Amite under the blitz. They're going to throw a screen, but Buckles is right there on top of Dorset. Buckles just barrels him down at the 30-yard line. It's going to be a loss on the play. An inside screen to Lewis. They've each time they've come to that formation, they have attempted a variation of a screen, and that one was no surprise. The Warriors came to the rush. Buckle stayed back and made the play on the center line there. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, 1 slot back, same formation. He rolled him to the near side. Can't find a man. He's going to run it out of bounds himself.
Brock Berlin on quarterback.
Brock Berlin keeps it out of bounds at about the 36-yard line, maybe 37. .41 seconds on the clock remaining to play in the first half. It's third down and a little bit more than 15 yards to go. Got to get all the way to the 47-yard line of Amite. Sends 3 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. 3rd and 16. No backs in the backfield from the shotgun. Brock Berlin waits the snap. It's high. He rolls to the left. He hits his man in the center of the field. It's complete to number 3, Trey Dees, but it's only good for about 8. It's going to bring up 4th down. They cut it in half. 16 turns to 8, and they're sending their punting team on the field. 23 seconds remaining to play in the first half. Not quite sure of the spot on this, as well, the chain crew is showing 4th down, but they're spotting the ball back on the 35-yard line. And they're going to punt it here, just getting it away, end over end. Fielded at the 27, 28-yard line. And bottled up and tackled at about the 35-yard line. Echo Hornsby going to get about 6 or 7 yards on the carry. There's a flag down on the field back near the 43-yard line, and it's going to be clipping against the Warriors. Well, he signaled a illegal block against the Warriors, pointed in that direction. And now he's calling, talking to the Warriors, giving him a choice of location. That would indicate that the penalty was against the Eagles.
Lavon Breen.
Well, the ball is spotted on about the 34-yard line. The punt line of scrimmage was the 37-yard line in Eagle territory. And now the referee is indicating that the penalty was against Evangel. His indication earlier, he was pointing at a huddle of blue players that were standing on the right side of the screen, which is the south end of the field, which is defended by Amite, when he should have been pointing to the north end of the field, which is defended by Evangel. But he's got it straight now, and Amite does refuse the penalty. They're going to take immediate possession of the ball on their own 34-yard line with 10.6 seconds remaining to play. It's 35-14, the Evangel Eagles on top of the Amite Warriors, as it's almost halftime here at the University of Evangel in Shreveport. Split receivers to the top and bottom of your screen. Lone setback, man in motion, top to bottom. And Amite on a delayed handoff to number 33, Lee Terrell.
And we've come to the end of the first half. Evangel
doesn't get enough, and that's the end of the first half. Evangel 35, Amite 14. We'd like to remind you that tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Eastside Incorporated, located on 111 East Chestnut Street in Amite. Get ready for the cold weather that's coming. Your old saw worn out, get a new Stihl chainsaw. We sell and service all Stihl outdoor power equipment, chainsaws, string trimmers, hedge trimmers, pole pruners, and leaf blowers. We also sell and rent log splitters. For all of your outdoor power equipment and snapper mower needs, it's Eastside Garage Incorporated, 111 East Chestnut Street in Amite, 748-9370. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by First Financial Services for all your holiday money needs. Free hammer turkey with all loans now till Christmas. Just think First Financial Services, Hammond and Ponchatoula. Today's game brought to you in part by S&L Video, where you can rent 2 new releases and get 1 free rental. We also specialize in photography for weddings, reunions, and graduations. S&L Video on Highway 16 West, next door Dillows in Amite, 748-6689. And now the Amite High School Warrior Marching Band.
Join the band and perform to Hey Dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Amite High School Marching Warrior Band, Y Hoops and Flag Corps. Well, that concludes halftime here from the University of Evangel in Shreveport, Louisiana. Rodney Duron Field. Amite will be kicking off right to left.
Kicking off for the Amite Warriors, number 7, Damian Thompson.
Damian Thompson boots it a low almost a squib kick, fielded at about the 15-yard line. Is going to be pulled out of bounds at around the 45-yard line in Amite territory. There's a flag back at the 34-yard line. Would be a preliminary indication of some type of an illegal block by the Eagles. And that's most likely the case, which will send the ball back toward the north end zone. It's a holding call, as Evangel got a little over anxious and did not want to allow the Warriors to make an effective tackle. That brings the ball back to the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Eagles, deep in their own territory. The Evangel Eagles in blue jerseys, white pants, and red helmets defending the north end zone, moving from left to right. The Amite Warriors in white with purple helmets to the right of your screen, defending the south end zone. High snap handed down to the one of the two split setbacks, and he drives into the line. Rogers getting up to about the 28-yard line, and Buckles ties him up after a short gain of about 3. Second down and 7. 2 receivers wide to the top of your screen and 2 to the bottom from the shotgun, a lone setback. There's the snap, drops back. He's got a man open at the 40. Going to be pulled out of bounds by Carlos Burns at about the 48-yard line in Warrior territory. 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. 2 receivers to the top, 2 receivers to the bottom. Lone setback from the shotgun.
1st and 10 Eagles.
1st and 10 Eagles from the Warrior 48. And he's got another receiver open at about the 35-yard line, down to the 30, run out of bounds at the 28.
Number 3, Trey Dees.
There's a flag
Penalty
against Amite. It's going to be roughing the passer. So the Warriors will be penalized. From the 29-yard line as it stepped off. And this will be roughing the passer, 15 yards. Brings it down to the 20, inside the 20 to the inside the 15 to the almost the 14-yard line. Be 1st and 10, deep in Warrior territory. Amite with their back against the end zone. Split receivers, 2 to the bottom of the screen, 2 to the top of the screen. Lone setback from the shotgun. The Evangel Eagles putting it into play from their Amite Warrior 14-yard line. 1st and 10. Tip, they were trying to snap it to the setback as they had been very successful earlier, and it was a little high and got tipped up and over the hands of Berlin as he was trying to recover it. Amite had a shot at it but was unable to get to it before Berlin. So the big loss on the play is the ball will be set at the 32-yard line in Amite territory. About an 18-yard loss. Going to bring up a second down and 28 yards to go for a first. First down being just across the 5-yard line. Same formation from the shotgun. Berlin gets the snap this time. He gets it off in a hurry, and they're going to call it complete. Diving catch from on his knees at the 22-yard line. 10-yard gain. Going to bring up a third down for the Eagles. Berlin looking at the sideline for the play.
Third down and about 18 to go for Evangel.
Calls the huddle. Sends two receivers wide to the left and the right. One lone setback from the shotgun. Same formation as earlier. Berlin standing about 8 yards back. Gets the snap and drops back another 4. Gets this one off. Just barely gets this one off. And it's overthrown in the end zone. Broken up by number 20, Carlos Burns.
Depending on the play for the Warriors,
there was no one there. Had to throw it a little high. That'll be 4th down for the Eagles. That's going to be enough for them to call timeout. They're going to talk it over and see what they want to do. So with that timeout, we'll take time to thank some of our sponsors. Tonight's game being brought to you in part by People's Bank of Louisiana, member FDIC, with 5 offices to serve you. Amite, Kentwood, Greensburg, Franklinton, and a new office now open in Hammond. That's People's Bank of Louisiana, member FDIC. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Amite City Ford, 122 Southwest Central Avenue next to the railroad tracks in downtown Amite. Ford has been serving Amite for 73 years, and we still carry on the same traditions. Just like Ford, they're built for life. Amite City Ford, your Southern quality Ford dealer. Tonight's game brought to you in part by First Financial Services for all your holiday money needs. Free ham or turkey with all loans now till Christmas. Just think First. First Financial Services, Hammond and Ponchatoula. Fourth down situation for the Eagles from the Amite 23-yard line. Sends 3 receivers to the top of your screen, 1 receiver to the bottom, lone setback from the shotgun. Berlin gets the snap, pulls back to his 35-yard line, lets it go in the end zone. The back slips down. It might have been overthrown a little bit anyway. It's going to fall incomplete nonetheless. So with 9:20 remaining to play in the third period, the ball is going to go over on downs. Amite takes over 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line. Once again, the score, 35-14.
The Warriors
the Evangel Eagles on top of the Amite Warriors. A lot of cheers going up from the Amite Warrior home bench as they want another opportunity at that end zone. From their own 22.5-yard line, they send a receiver to the top of your screen, wide to the right, 2 receivers down low, a lone setback. They send a man in motion, and up the middle, getting the call is C.J. Batiste. He's going to get short yardage as he's hit near the line of scrimmage. His forward motion is going to get him almost to the 25-yard line, so it's going to be about a gain of 2 on the carry, being up a 2nd down and 8. Warriors coming to the line. Tighter formation, lone setback. 1 receiver split to the right. And he's in motion. Quarterback forced out of the pocket, gonna run for the 1st down. I believe that was a busted play, but gets up to about the 40, just over the 40-yard line. So Brandon Wagner doesn't get shaken up on that. Picks up 20 yards on the carry. Not quite 20. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Amite Warrior 40-yard line. And the Warriors are on the move once again. Same formation. Lone setback. Wagner under center. 4 up receivers. Man in motion, top to bottom. He gets the call. Hit in the backfield. He breaks the tackle across his original line of scrimmage. Gains about 2 on the carry. Is number 33, Lee Terrell. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and about 8 to go for the 1st down.
Michael Moore, Jonathan Vincent defending for the Eagles.
Moore and Vincent on the tackle for the Eagles. Play comes in from the sideline
On the play, 2nd and 8 for the
from head
Warriors.
coach Donald Career. 7:36 remaining to play in the third period. Two receivers split wide to the right, top of your screen. One receiver to the bottom, a lone setback. Quick pass to the wide receiver to the top of your screen, and he's got a little bit of running room. Pulled down from behind at about the 35-yard line of the Evangel Eagles. On the reception is Nathan Solomon. Number 21, 5'11", 172 pounds, just a junior. Nathan Solomon.
23-yard pass completion.
As the ball was thrown complete at the line of scrimmage, and he runs it all the way down to the 35-yard line of the Eagles. 1st and 10. Two receivers wide to the bottom of the screen, one to the top of your screen, a lone setback. Batiste gets the call off into the left side of the line for about 2 as he's pushed back. Forward motion could get him 3 on that carry. Ball going to be spotted at about the 32, so that's good for 3 on the carry. Be a 2nd down and 7 to go for the Warriors. The Warriors kicking off to start this half and holding the Eagles out of the end zone, taking possession from their own end of the field and moving it down to this point. A fake handoff, and coming around the left side of the line on a quarterback keeper is Brandon Wagner. He's going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose. Well, with the spot of the ball, he actually doesn't lose much at all. Maybe a half of a football length. Going to bring up a 3rd down and a long 7. Split receivers wide left and right. 2 receivers to the top of your screen and 2 to the bottom. Batiste, the lone setback. Wagner in the center. Quick snap. Out complete to number 7, Xavier Hookfin at the bottom of your screen. Good for a yard, maybe 2. At the 30-yard line. Going to bring up.
Pick up a 2 yards.
After the 2-yard gain. Going to be spotted just short of the 30-yard line. Going to bring up a 4th down and about 6 to go for the Amite Warriors. A long 5, short 6. And looks like the Warriors are going to go for it. 2 receivers way at the top of your screen, 2 at the bottom, man in motion, bottom to top, lone setback, rolling right. Wagner under pressure, gets it off. He's got a receiver at the 15-yard line, and it's complete to Tim Downing, number 5, for the 1st down at the 15-yard line of the Evangel Eagles. That quiets down the home side here at Evangel University, as the Evangel Eagles don't get a lot of competition. But the Warriors certainly giving up some resistance here. Sending receivers wide to the left, 3 to the top of your screen. Batiste, the lone setback. Wagner in the center. Man in motion, top to bottom. Hands off to Batiste, off to the right side of the line between the guard and the tackle. It's going to get about 4 on the carry, depending on the spot. Going to spot it at about the 11-yard line.
Mark Miller, Steve Lee, depending on the play.
And that'll bring up a 2nd down. And about 6 yards to go for the 1st down. Warriors threatening deep in Evangel territory. 1 receiver wide to the right. 3 receivers split down to the bottom of your screen. Lone setback. Wagner sends a man in motion, bottom at the top, hands off. Fumbles as it was not a handoff. The receiver is going to come around and the ball is knocked loose. And Evangel is going to recover a fumble deep in their own territory at the 12-yard line. So that's going to be a costly turnover for the Warriors. as they had very good field position. We're in the process of moving that ball into the Evangel end zone. Once again, the defense of the Warriors back on the field to be tested again. The initial start of this third quarter, the Warriors were able to hold the Eagles out of the end zone, turning it over on downs. Deep in their own territory, two receivers wide to the left and right from the shotgun. He's got a receiver at the 22. It's complete. He's wrapped up at the 28-yard line, run out of bounds at the 29-yard line by number 20, Carlos Burns. It's going to be good for the first down.
Good for an Eagle first down.
Ball spotted just short of the 30-yard line. 3:43 remaining to play in the third period.
17-yard pass play from Berlin to McGill. First and 10, Eagles.
A heavy fog blowing in over the field. Split receivers wide to the left and the right, two to the top and the bottom. Lone setback from the shotgun. Berlin has his receiver. 10 yards out, tackled immediately by number 24, Milton Harrell. But not after the first down. Ball spotted on the Eagle 45-yard line, first and 10.
16-yard pickup on the play.
The Warriors not being able to get to the quarterback fast enough and not having enough defensive backs to cover the receivers being sent out. Split receivers, two to the top, two to the bottom. Lone setback from the shotgun. And there he is, open again at the 45 and gains 6 more yards inside the 40 to McGill. Carlos Burns on the tackle at about the 40 at the 39-yard line of Amite. Once again, first and 10. The Amite defensive secondary is going to have to come up with something different if they're going to stop this, as his successive plays are throw to the left, throw to the right, back to the left, back to the right, first down, first down, first down for the Evangel Eagles. Same formation, and this time it's snapped to the up back, and this play we saw earlier, and it met with just about as much success. Helmet coming off of Rogers as he's up the middle. Brought down by number 20, Carlos Burns. Good for a first down. Ball spotted at about the 16-yard line. The Eagles set up in the shotgun with the quarterback standing behind the setback. Instead of snapping the ball to the quarterback, they snap it to the setback for a quick dive play up the center. And he hits that hole fast and breaks into the secondary, and it's got 20, 30 yards and a lot of open running room to go. Second time we've seen that, and it worked both times. Under center, handing off to the first back through on the right side of the line, gets absolutely nowhere as a host of Warriors push Nehemiah Rogers back toward his own home side bench.
Number 92, James Brown.
It's number 92, James Brown, leading the Warrior pack.
Pickup of the Arnold play, second down.
They're going to say his forward motion gets him just about a yard, so it's going to be second down and a long 9. Same formation. Two receivers wide to the left, two wide to the right. A lone up back from the shotgun. Berlin gets this one off. Got his man about 10 yards out at the 6, 7-yard line, Trey Dees. He's bottled up immediately by the Warrior defensive secondary, but not after a long gain. It's going to be very close to a first down. It is a first down. First and goal from about the Warrior 6-yard line. A little bit different look from Evangel. Two receivers wide to the right, tight end on the left side, two up backs. Berlin under center. He hands off to the second back through, hit at the line of scrimmage. He's not going to get anywhere. That'll bring up a second down and goal. Eddie Smith, number 19 on the carry. And he gets nowhere. 1:01 remaining to play in the third quarter.
Defending for the Warriors.
35-14. Evangel Eagles on top of the Amite Warriors. It's second down and goal from the 6. A load of men in the backfield as they split and shifted a position, sending three backs in the backfield. High snap from the shotgun. He's trying for the screen. He eludes the tackler. Tipped 2 times, both by Warriors, as they're trying to get their hands on it. Almost intercepted. It was intended for Trey Dees, but it's deflected by 2 or 3 of the defenders. I believe it was tipped 2 times. They couldn't quite get a handle on that one. That would have been a great interception and could have come none too soon for the Warriors, as it brings up third down and goal from the 6-yard line with 32 seconds to go in the third quarter. Eagles send 2 receivers. Well, 2 receivers to the right and a back coming up for some very unorthodox positions here from the shotgun. He gets his receivers right in his hands, and he cannot quite hold on to it. Ends up dropping it in the end zone. It was intended for McGill, covered by Milton Harrell. He was hoping that was a fumble, but it was not. It was an incomplete pass. It brings up a fourth down with 27 seconds to go in the third quarter from the 6-yard line.
Timeout on the field.
Evangel calls timeout.
Final score from Spring Hill. Independence 20, Spring Hill 18.
Tonight's game being brought to you in part by Bennett's Towing and Recovering. 24-hour service. Just call 386-3242. They also have a car unlocking service. No job too large or too small. That's Bennett's Towing and Recovery. Remember, we don't want an arm and a leg. We just want your toes. Tonight's game brought to you in part by East Side Garage Incorporated, located at 111 East Chestnut Street in Amite. Get ready for that cold weather that's coming. Your old saw's worn out. Get a new steel chainsaw. We sell and service all steel outdoor power equipment. Chainsaws, string trimmers, hedge trimmers, pole pruners, leaf blowers. We also sell and rent log splitters. For all your outdoor power equipment and snapper mower needs, it's Eastside Garage Incorporated, 111 East Chestnut Street in Amite, 748-9370. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by S&L Video, where you can rent 2 new releases and get 1 free rental. We also specialize in photography for weddings, reunions, and graduations. That's S&L Video on Highway 16 West, next to Ardillo's in Amite. That's 748-6689, S&L Video. 27 seconds remaining to play in the third quarter. Split receivers wide to the left and the right. 1 lone back from the shotgun. Berlin gets the snap, rolls back to the right. Got his man in the end zone. Good for a touchdown. On the reception, number 6, Nehemiah Rogers. (41-14). As we await the PAT. Only 22 seconds remaining to play in the third period. The line shifts over the ball. They're set. We await the snap. Here it is. It's down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. So with timeout on the field, the Evangel Eagles have just gone ahead of the Amite Warriors 42-14. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by First Financial Services. For all your holiday money needs, free ham or turkey with all loans now till Christmas. Just think First. First Financial Services of Hammond and Ponchatoula. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Mike's Glass and Radiator. Whether it's windshield repair, radiator repair, or just your annual inspection sticker, it's Mike's Glass and Radiator Works just off Highway 51 in Independence. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Buster's Furniture. Everything in our store is reduced for the Home for the Holidays sale. Unbelievable finance terms, 6, 12, 18, and even 24-month terms. No payment till February of '99. That's Buster's Furniture, Highway 16 West, 1 block west of the interstate in Amite. Ball teed up on the near side hash mark.
And Nathan Solomon.
There's the kick. Kind of an end over end. Fielded at about the 10-yard line by number 80, Oscar Perry, who has a nice return out over the 30-yard line. That's going to be about a 22-yard return for Oscar Perry. That'll be 1st and 10 for the Warriors from their own 32-yard line. 14 seconds remaining to play
Warriors take over 1st and 10. The ball
in the third period.
on their own 31-yard line.
A heavy fog settling slowly over the field. Not yet a factor in the play. Split receiver to the bottom of your screen, 2 to the top of your screen, lone setback, man in motion top to bottom. Batiste gets the call, and I'll tell you, what a workhorse. Hits the line hard. He is hit hard after about a penetration of 5 or 6 yards and still drives forward for another 4. Going to be about a 9-yard gain. And there's the horn ending the end of the third quarter. We'll change ends of the fields. It'll be 2nd down and 1 when they get down there to the other end. Ball going to be on the 40-yard line, so that's not very far. It won't take them very long to get down there. But in that short time, we'd like to thank a couple of our sponsors. Tonight's game being brought to you in part by Dixie Motors, the home of no rigmarole. Dixie Motors is dedicated to service after the sale. Don't get stuck without a Dixie sticker. Dixie Motors, the home of no rigmarole. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by People's Bank of Louisiana, member FDIC, with 5 offices to serve you: Amite, Kentwood, Greensburg, Franklinton, and now a new office located in Hamilton. That's People's Bank of Louisiana, member FDIC. It is 2nd down, short yard to go, ball spotted on the 40. Have to get barely to the 41. 3 receivers split to the top of your screen, 1 to the bottom of your screen. Batiste, the lone setback. Man in motion, top to bottom. Batiste gets the call, and he gets 5. Fumbles it, rakes it back in. Ball going to be spotted pretty close to the 44.5-yard line. It's a 1st down, Warriors. About a football length short of the 45-yard line in Warrior territory. It is 1st and 10.
From our own 44, 11 minutes remaining.
Warriors desperately wanting to put a few more points up on the scoreboard. Send receivers wide to the left and the right, 2 of them. Quarterback delay off the left side of the line as he tries to go in between the center and the guard on a little bit of a delay. He might reach the 40, and he does. Gets about a football length on it, maybe 2. Still about 2nd and almost 10 yards to go.
No gain on the play, 2nd down.
They've penetrated the 45-yard line. Receivers wide left and right, 3 to the bottom of your screen. Batiste, the lone setback, man in motion, bottom to top. Batiste gets the call as he rolls and breaks tackles all the way. 1st down. Nothing but 2nd effort.
Number 30.
And all of the flags come out on the field.
A lot of flags on the play.
Coach Donald Career is very upset on the sidelines. It was after the play, so it should still be 1st down. All of the referees in a huddle to discuss exactly what they'd like to do about this. We await the call of the referee. Referee's going to both benches to explain everything to the coaches. The chains are being moved. Ball spotted at the 42-yard line of Evangel. 1st and 10. After the play, it appears to be offsetting penalties. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Amite sending 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen, 1 to the top. Lone setback, man in motion, bottom to top. Batiste gets the call. He's going to get 3 or 4 before he's pushed back. Ball going to be spotted near the 39-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 6. Fog settling in a little lower here on the campus of Evangel University in Shreveport. Split receivers wide left and right. Flankers left and right. Lone setback in motion top to bottom. Quarterback keeper spinning and rolling forward for almost 5 yards as Amite crosses the 35-yard line. Brandon Wagner on a good second effort has his team on the 35-yard line of Evangel. 3rd down and 3. Critical 3rd down for the Warriors. Of course, we're in 4-down territory, as it appears 4-down territory for the Warriors is anywhere on the field. Quarterback keeper stretching out, trying to get the ball across the 1st down marker, and going to get a decent spot by the ref at about the 33, just across the 33. That should be pretty close to the 1st. Well, they're going to say that it's just a little bit short. We've got about a football length to go for the 1st down. The Evangel home team sidelines are getting loud. Batiste has been the man to go to in this type of situation, but they get it without him on this one, as number 22 Jamario Head makes the 1st down for the Warriors.
Warrior 1st down.
Ball spotted just inside the 31. 8 minutes 11 seconds, clock ticking. 42-14, Eagles on top of the Warriors. Amite threatening once again in Evangel's end of the field. Man in motion. Batiste gets the call.
Batiste on the carry up the middle.
Up the middle, gains maybe 1.
On the defensive play.
As he gets the ball just across the 30-yard line. Bring up a 2nd down. And a long 9.
No gain on the play, 2nd down.
The winner of tonight's game goes on to play either Bow Bridge or St. James. Wagner under center. Receivers left and right. Man in motion. Lone setback. Tries to roll to the left. It's hit immediately on the blitz. It's going to be sacked. Dropped to the backfield for a big loss. gets a very good spot. They're going to say at the point that he was hit that the rest of that loss was just the defensive backs taking him down. So they're only going to lose 2 yards on that play. It's going to be third down and about 11 with 6.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. 2 receivers wide left, 2 receivers wide right. Man in motion, top to bottom. Rolling to the right. Quick pass, a little bit behind the intended receiver, number 22, Jamario Head. Incomplete, brings up a 4th down for Amite. Ball at the 32 of Evangel. 4th down for the Warriors. 11 yards to go for the first down.
Timeout.
Officials calling a timeout as the head referee wants to go back and confer. I believe that they're going to give a warning to the loud locomotive sounding football helmet in the end zone that keeps blowing the railroad horns out on the field, and he's getting a caution from the referee to stop blowing the horn.
And happy birthday to Miss Ingrid.
Much to the relief of many of the spectators, as it sounds just like a freight train going. 6:21 remaining to play. Seconds on the play clock. Short drop, 3-step back and out, got the ball out there, and he's going to get the interference call. Intended receiver Xavier Hookfin. Going to be pass interference around the 10-yard line. First down Warriors on the pass interference call. Ball will be spotted at about the 16.5-yard line. First and 10 Warriors. Fog rolling in a little heavy now. Same, almost intercepted as he steps back about 2 steps and lets one go. Wagner, intended receiver, number 7, Xavier Hookfin, at about the 10, but it's broken up in the defensive secondary of the Eagles. Second down, 10 to go from the 12. Wagner under center. Lone setback. Quick pitch to Batiste. He's in and down at about the 15-yard line. Bring up a third down for the Warriors.
Batiste on the carry.
And about 9 yards to go for the first.
Tunnel pitching on the defensive play.
Needing to get inside the 7.
For the Warriors. 5 minutes, 43 seconds.
Ball just short of the 15. Split receivers, wide left and right. Man in motion. Rolling to the left, under pressure. Not gonna, he shakes off that defender, has his man in the end zone for a touchdown. What a play, Xavier Hookfin. Tremendous effort. Brandon Wagner looking like a pro quarterback as he is just caught dead to rights in the backfield. Sidesteps and eludes the tackler. doesn't lose his composure, finds his receiver in the end zone. Another 6 points for the Warriors. 5:21 remaining to play in the ball game. 42-20 as Amite is going to go for the 2-point conversion. Two receivers, wide left and right. Rolling to the right, has his man in the end zone. Immediately hit. 2-point conversion is good to number 5, Tim Downing. 22-42
21 seconds remaining.
with 5:21 remaining to play in the ball game. Tonight's game being brought to you in part by Amite City Ford, 122 Southwest Central Avenue, next to the railroad tracks in downtown Amite. Ford has been serving Amite for 73 years and still carry the same traditions. Just like Ford, they're built for life. Amite City Ford, your Southern quality Ford dealer. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Buster's Furniture. Everything in our store is reduced for the Home for the Holidays sale. Unbelievable finance terms. 6, 12, 18, even 24-month terms. No payment till February of 1999. That's Buster's Furniture, located Highway 16 West, 1 block west of the interstate in Amite. Tonight's game being brought to you in part by East Side Garage Incorporated, located at 111 East Chestnut Street in Amite. They sell and service all Stihl outdoor power equipment, chainsaws, string trimmers, hedge trimmers, and leaf blowers. They also sell and rent log splitters. For all your outdoor power equipment and snapper mower needs, it's East Side Garage Incorporated at 111 East Chestnut Street in Amite, 748-9370. Ball teed up on the 40-yard line. Warriors in white. Going to do an onside kick. Makes the appropriate 10 yards. And number 22, Michael Moore, brings it down. That'll give the Eagles relatively good field position as the ball is spotted just short of midfield at their own 49-yard line. 1st and 10 Eagles. From the shotgun, lone setback, split receivers wide left and right. To the up back, 3rd time this game. He's going to get 6, 8 yards, but not as much as he's gotten in the past. He'll be brought down short of the first down at about the 42-yard line. 2nd down and about 2. And this time, Brock Berlin under center. Tight formation. Hands off to number 19, who originally penetrated enough for the first down, changes direction and tries to roll out, and it's going to be brought down for a loss. That's Eddie Smith. And he's dropped for a loss deep in his own territory by Dorset Buckles. Gets a good spot out of it, spotted at the 44. 3rd down and along 3.
Loss of 2 yards on the play. 3rd down, Evangel.
Split receivers wide left and right. And we're going to have a timeout called by Evangel. So with 3:51 remaining to play in the ball game, the score is 42-22. Evangel Eagles on top of the Amite Warriors. Tonight's game being brought to you in part by Dixie Motors, the home of no rigmarole. Dixie Motors is dedicated to service after the sale. Don't get stuck without a Dixie sticker. Dixie Motors, the home of no rigmarole. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by First Financial Services for all your holiday money needs. Free ham or turkey with all loans now till Christmas. Just think First. First Financial Service, Hammond and Ponchatoula. Tonight's game brought to you in part by S&L Video, where you can rent 2 new releases and get 1 free rental. We also specialize in photography for weddings, reunions, and graduations. S&L Video on Highway 16 West, next to Ardillo's in Amite. From the shotgun, split receivers, wide left and right, 1 set back, dropping, running out of time. He's going to be sacked at about midfield. Going to drop 7 yards on that one. Going to bring up a 4th down. So this drive originated with the onside kick just short of the 50. And after 3 plays, the ball has been advanced about 1 yard. And it's 4th down and 9 yards to go for the Eagles. Fog coming down and settling onto the field. The Eagles line up in punt formation.
For the Eagles to punt.
And he gets it off. It's high up into the fog. Don't know where it is. Fielded it about the 1. And he's hit hard and driven back into the end zone.
Mark Miller on the defensive end for the Eagles.
Ball at the 1.5 yard line of Amite. That was Hornsby fielding the punt. Amite will take over 1st and 10 from their own 1.5 yard line. 2:57 remaining to play in the ball game. There is a flag on the play. There was a penalty against Amite. That was a 48-yard punt by the Eagles. Fog blowing in and settling onto the field, making it more difficult to see. Amite going to be penalized half the distance to the goal. Just inside the 1 yard line. 1st and 10.
1st and 10 Warriors from their own half yard line.
Man in motion. Straight into the line.
Quarterback keep number 9, Brandon.
Number 9, Brandon Wagner on a quarterback keeper. Gets little, if any.
McIntyre around the defensive hit for the Eagles. 2nd down.
It's going to be 2nd down.
2 minutes, 39 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Visibility becoming a factor. Just under 2.5 minutes to play in the ball game. You're watching FPTV, Channel 17. 6 seconds on the play clock. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And I don't know if they got that one off. No whistles from the referee.
Wagner once again with the ball.
Wagner on a keeper.
Marco Coley on the defense.
Gets about a yard on that. Going to bring up a 3rd down. 1:49 remaining to play in the ball game. Ball appears to be on about the 2.5 yard line. It's going to be 3rd down. Ball closer to the 3 yard line. Deep in Warrior territory. A little more room to work with. Wagner in the center. Quick pass. out to the near side receiver, number 5, Tim Downing, complete. He's up to near the 10-yard line. That's going to be close to the first, but brings up a 4th down.
Less than a minute remaining in the ball game.
55 seconds remaining to play. Seconds on the play clock. Amite lining up in punt formation. And he punts it away. A sharp, wobbly kick, fielded at the 40. And he's going to be run out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Number 21, Philip Giger, for Evangel on the return. 12-yard return. 24 seconds remaining to play in tonight's ball game. Quick rundown of tonight's sponsors: Amite City Ford, Buster's Furniture, People's Bank of Louisiana, Dixie Motors, Hammond, Mike's Grass and Radiator Works in Independence, Bennett's Towing and Recovering, East Side Garage, First Financial Services, and S&L Video. Taking a knee is number 7, Brock Berlin. And that should be it.
We come to the end of the ball game with the final
from Rodney